welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Tonight on Sunday Night Primetime, it's our visitors and our home team. On the visiting sideline, their head coach. This guy's got the season started on the right foot, a home victory in the season opener. His counterpart on the other side, the coach of the home team. His guys, on the other hand, couldn't pull one out last week in the opener, so they're looking for... All right, just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time and taking the snaps. Quarterback now in his third year in the league.
Last week's performance, Mike, probably when you go back and look at it, the thing that stands out the most is just a little bit too inconsistent for their liking. I mean, he found a way to ultimately lead his team to a victory, and that's the biggest thing. And with that said, he has to do a better job of keeping the ball from getting into the wrong hands. He got too careless at times, and they made him pay for it. If he does that here today, he may not get so lucky.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete, and he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line.
A gain of 16 yards. First down, Chicago.
It's first down, and they'll run. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a game of about one. Big Christian Wilkins, the one who brought him down.
Second down.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Chicago.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll be taken down. We have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up first and goal.
Chicago.
Here's a run. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
The extra point, up and good. And the visitors will take a 7-0 lead.
Team, nothing.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
So you take a look at last week's game, Mike, and you certainly wouldn't say that he played poorly. I mean, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a clean slate. And when you talk to his coaches, they said they haven't seen him this motivated to bounce back after a loss in his entire career. So he's had a great week of practice. He's really challenging the guys around him to elevate their standard. And if it's any indication of how today is going to go, I think we're in for a treat.
I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. He's going to be brought down short of the first down by a couple of yards. Gain of 9, but it is fourth down.
And a nice job there defensively on third down, not overcommitting to their pass rush, having a plan for this quarterback as a designed runner. They're able to stop him short of the first down.
So that brings up fourth down. The veteran Jake Bailey called on to punt. This brought in out past the 20. Oh, looked like he may have had a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The visitors' offense ready now for their second drive. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has an ability to kind of build on itself. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing, and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the previous week's outcome. Those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs.
He gets free. And he will score. Third down. My focus, Greg, was on picking up the first down. Forget that. They go down the field and in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I don't think it was just your focus, Mike. I think in this case, it was the defense's focus. They're so worried about where that first down marker was that they allowed them to get that ball up and over the top for the deep strike touchdown.
Extra point try forthcoming. It's up and good. And the visitors move out on top, 14-0. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he is stopped at the 25, and the drive will begin there. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener, and you play a tight game and lose. It kind of changes the feeling coming into this week.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today? They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate call to the punt team. It's fourth down. Here's Jake Bailey now. And he's on to punt for the second time in this opening quarter. Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. They'll begin here on the ground. Well, he shows you the elusiveness getting out of one tackle, but not the other. Fortunate, really, to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play. Now, after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10.
First down, Chicago.
Handoff here, up the middle. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him. Take him down behind the line.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
He'll look to throw. He'll get this out wide. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Complete to number
3rd and 6.
5 yards on the play.
Back to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. A gain there of 21. 1st down, Chicago.
First down, Chicago.
If you don't agree, ask the streets in your big 5 air. You already know.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down. Like, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. He'll try to run for it. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a 1st down.
A gain of 17 yards. 1st down, Chicago.
So they move inside the 20, 1st and 10 at the 18. Now give on the ground. Yeah. And he's in. Give him a 2nd touchdown on this one. What an opening quarter, Greg. 2 rushing touchdowns in the 1st.
Well, Mike, we kind of had a feeling this might be the case. They told us all week how important it was to get this guy involved early and often, and boy, have they ever. He has made his presence felt here early in this one.
Point after try forthcoming. He's got it. And the visitors will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. And so far, 2 drives, 2 punts, no 1st downs. Not a winning formula as they start drive number 3. Drive will start on the ground. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
He'll drop to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. Finding space at the 40. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
Well, it's been the case this entire 1st half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 6.
On 3rd down, they'll throw, and they're going to get to him and take him down, take it back to the other side of midfield.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10. They'll turn and hand this one off. Good physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5.
At the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
The RPO, that one is complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Able to get loose after the catch for more yardage. That'll be a pickup of 21. First and 10. They'll give up the middle. He steers clear of the first tackler, working his way forward for a gain of about 4.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's
They'll go with the sneak. And he's going to be close to that 1st down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a 1st down. Now this time he'll set up to throw. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. So we are through 1 here on Sunday Night Primetime. What will the 2nd quarter have in store? And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with 1st and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. Back in the end zone, he's got it. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Is good. Makes the score. Visitors 28.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. Greg, the NFC North has become such a fun division over the last few years. Think of the geography and the legacy. It's always been, because of the proximity, a fun division with great rivalries, but with almost all the teams playing well saved the Bears over the last few years, it's almost heightened the awareness of how good the NFC North can be.
I think going into the season, I'd make the argument it's the best division in football. And I think when the worst team, I know they were 5-12 with the Chicago Bears, but to me, there's a lot of wins built in there. Now they bring in Ben Johnson. They continue to build around Caleb Williams. That feels like there's a lot more wins built into that 5-12 record if they just get themselves organized and get some pieces around Caleb Williams, and that's what they've done. So, yes, Detroit and Minnesota, Green Bay, they've clearly been the top three for the last couple years, but if Chicago and that roster, if that's your fourth best team in your division, man, I'll tell you what, those are going to be some really competitive division games this year.
And I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the length of the franchises, but when these divisions go head-to-head, there always is a legacy feel that just is additive to the anticipation of those matchups.
Yeah, and every one of these franchises has significant history for a lot of different reasons. They have Hall of Fame players, Hall of Fame coaches. Some of the most iconic individuals in the history of the league have played for these four organizations over the last 50-plus years. So there's so much into it, more than just the matchup on the field in that moment, and you can feel it with how much the fan bases rally behind their team. I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
On 2nd and 10, though, trying to throw. He's got room past the 35. And he gets him 6 yards closer before going out of bounds. It's 3rd down coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Impressive play by the defensive end here, Mike. It's his technique. They put him in position to not only make the play, but it's that closing speed that's allowed him to finish it off.
Special teams on the field, ready for this punt. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. Oh, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft. The draft has become this multi-day, huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. And Cam Ward goes #1, and obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, Mike, I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. But if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
Second and inches.
It's second and inches at the 14-yard line.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
All week long, they stress, Mike, that we have to get as many defenders to this ball carrier as possible. They know he's going to make some guys miss. He's going to be hard to get on the ground. But you can see the effect of rallying to the ball as it had here. They're able to take him down, and they're able to do it for a loss.
Oh, he won't get there. Looking for a cutback lane. It never opened up. And now it's fourth down.
Well, what looked like an advantage for the offense, Mike, facing second and short now, has turned into a win for the defense. Back-to-back stops for a loss. It brings up fourth down.
The field goal unit staying put. They're going to line up and go for this on fourth down. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have the first down. Aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on fourth down. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. To the pylon, he's in. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. So, Greg, let's pull back big picture and talk NFC South for a second, a division that you know so well. We've got teams that have been to the Super Bowl in the last 15 or so years out of this division, yet people overlook it at times, and maybe they've overlooked how good Tampa's been the last 4 years, too.
Well, it's funny, Mike, you think it wasn't very long ago that the NFC South was the toughest division in football. I mean, you mentioned Super Bowl teams. Tampa Bay won one recently with Brady, and then Atlanta, they make a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan, and New Orleans, and obviously the success they had with Drew Brees, and Carolina, we played in the Super Bowl. I mean, this was a division you didn't want to play. They've all fallen on their resets, new coaches, new quarterbacks. Tampa Bay has done the best job weathering and taking advantage of their rebuild and their next era in the midst of a down division. So, big reason they've won 4 in a row. Can Atlanta, can Carolina, New Orleans, can they catch up? Because right now, like you said, Tampa Bay's been the dominant team in this division.
Greg, you lived it, you know it. While these may not be the biggest markets in the league, the rivalries amongst these teams really elevates what you see when you watch the NFC South go head-to-head, too.
Yeah, and over the years, there's been some major games played between Hall of Fame quarterbacks in uniform for all these teams. So it has a lot more history and a lot more, kind of relevance than maybe it feels as of late. The markets are a little smaller. The teams have been down. They might not have the premier star players that they had in past generations. So they've got to continue to rebuild these rosters, continue to have these new coaches find their footing, and, we might be a year or two away from the NFC South getting back to what it used to be.
And 6 yards to go.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a first down.
13 yards. First down, Chicago.
force his way through one man, but he can only muster about a yard on that play. Second down. Throwing now from the gun. He'll go right and find his running back. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
And it's third down.
Back over the middle and take it in. He's got it. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up first and goal. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal. And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
Back at the 10-yard line.
Throwing here on third and goal. Quick throw here is complete. Now his defense will use the first of their timeouts, as they'll discuss what's to come. Fourth down is looming. Raheem Morris now will send out the field goal unit. This about as short as you can get. No issues there. This one is good. And the visitors will tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of that I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, you know, it's that legendary
Meanwhile,
game
our game has not been all that competitive. A one-sided affair through 2 quarters. As we send you back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
The other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
The home team's offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-all outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets, Rams and Jags. You'll also play in London week 6 and 7. Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. And they'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one. From the 41, here's 2nd and 8. Slot man in motion left. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. Has some room inside the 30. He brings it to the red zone. Taken down inside the 20-yard line.
The 16-yard line.
Right back to him on first down. 2nd and 7.
He was brought down at the 13-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Now off the bootleg. He'll look to throw here. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Now they'll pitch it out here. Crazy. Oh, making guys miss. And he's in.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with a touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. The offense staying put. They will go for 2.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. In trouble, and down he goes.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it go into the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
They'll try the right side this time. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
Brings up third down and 11.
He's going to look for the home run ball. That's caught! And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25. They get big yardage on the deep ball. 53 yards.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover, and plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. The tight end going in motion to the left. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. We'll try and set up the tight end screen. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
A gain of 2 makes it third down.
They'll look to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. Now Kevin O'Connell will send out the field goal unit. This from 45 yards away. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. And his guys are back within 2 scores. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their running back set to go once more. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the top of the conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. Throwing over the middle, this one is complete. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Second down at the 29-yard line.
He'll look to throw. A toss left side, caught by his running back. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Chicago.
From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. Just refusing to go down. He winds up with a gain of 7. From the 48-yard line. Here's second down and 2. They'll stick with him again. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 13 yards. First down, Chicago. They'll stay on the ground. And this time they are ready for it. Throw for a loss. And it's second down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up second and 12 at the 41-yard line.
Now this time they'll look to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down. Now they'll set up to throw. He's going to take a shot down the field. He's got it. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. They get big yardage on the deep ball. 36 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw.
And he's in. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Yeah, really with it. I should probably sign a head, boy, because I got all the heads, boy.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. This one taken at the 7. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They send a receiver in motion left. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he skips away nicely for that first defender. It's a pickup of 5. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Forced out wide. He's going to run it. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. 25 yards, the pickup there. First down, Chicago.
At the 45-yard line.
They'll run it on the inside handoff. Well, it wasn't for lack of effort. He tried every which way to elude the defense, but he was outnumbered. They finally got him down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of yards. And he is tough to bring down. Finally, the defense gets him on the ground. It'll be no gain on that one. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
It's 4th down.
They'll try to run.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
2-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down. At the 32-yard
Slot man in motion right. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 7. 4th quarter begins on the ground. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game. You know, Mike, it's funny, when you're facing these really elite defensive linemen, sometimes it's easier to make them the read guy rather than actually try to block them. Unfortunately, they're elite for a reason, and sometimes they're still able to make the play like we saw here.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop. doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on that while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
He'll drop to throw. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. A gain there of 24 yards. First down, Chicago. He's going to keep this, looking to do it on his own. Trying to avoid tacklers, and the ball is out. The defense has got it. Oh, big hole left side. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. Greg, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
And he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Back to the air again on set. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Well, they face this possible 3 and out following that 2nd down sack. Now, if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
This a must-stop for this defense. Facing 3rd and long. He's got his man down the field. It is a big completion. And he will take this one in. 80 yards. Touchdown, Chicago. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first part of the year, this is the start that every team dreams about. This is what you work for all offseason long to start your season and build some early momentum. It gives you a lot of flexibility and wiggle room as the rest of this season plays on.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. And it'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
At the 48-yard line.
They'll throw out of the gun. His throw left side is complete. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a first down.
Tuck it down on this side like he ain't the GOAT. If you don't agree, ask the streets in your big 5 air. You already know. Already know how it go. Already know I got shit on go. Money calling, gotta go. You gotta
So they
go.
come to the line for first down and 10. That's complete on the tight end screen. And he'll be out of bounds. Down at the 20.
First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
To the ground, a first down run. And the strength on display rapidly through tacklers for a gain of 8 yards. Here's second and 2.
It's up second and 2.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. The pass is caught by Turner. And he's into the end zone. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
The extra point is good, and his guys are able to edge a bit closer. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Drive will start on the ground. He gets free. Past the 40. Inside the 20. And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 76 yards. Touchdown, Chicago. 3 touchdowns for the game. His first 3 of the year. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
The extra point is good. And the visitors will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. Whoa! Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's out past the 30 and out of bounds. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up first and 10. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up second and 3 at the 38-yard line.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. First down. Handoff here, up the middle. Able to tiptoe around one tackler, but not a second. He'll be taken down for no gain right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Brings up second down at the 36-yard line.
Pushed